A couple of days ago, I talked about what is currently going on with the Russia-Ukraine war and the consequence of them invading the traditional Russian territory of Kursk and Lipetsk regions in Russia. The consequence of that being that it would further escalate the war. But I, however, think, and I have given it some thought, right, that this is actually a plan to just simply maybe get some peace talks in, or just have some leverage for future peace talks, or just simply a ceasefire. Because the Ukrainian forces have been unable to actually recapture any of the Russian-held territory that is southeast of Ukraine. This land bridge between traditional Russian territory and Crimea, held now by Russia. This land bridge established has been unbreakable for the Ukrainian forces. So I believe that in a plan to just simply take back this land bridge that they've lost, the only thing that they actually can possibly do to get this territory back is to invade Russia and have some peace talks, and maybe, yes maybe, in a rather desperate plan, they could actually get the territory back by giving Russia back the territory that they have actually captured. I think this is a rather smart plan. It does escalate the war in some way, but it could actually lead to some actual peace talks. And they would have very good leverage as well. So I want to bring you to this excuse me. I want to bring you to this post from Vicegrad24. Breaking. The Ukrainian army has struck and destroyed a Russian convoy of trucks carrying T-80 tanks, these are main battle tanks, into the battle zone near Kolarenovo, just some city apparently, or some region maybe, in the Kursk region of Russia. Another major blow to the Russian forces in the area. So this video has no audio, but you can clearly see that some damage has been done to these trucks, or simply the tanks. They actually have this some kind of cage or something to protect them from drone strikes. It didn't work apparently. So I want to bring it to this map, right? This is the map of the Russian-held territory in the red here, Crimea being this island. This is the land bridge I'm talking about. They have been unable to capture or recapture the lost land of this land bridge currently held by the Russian forces. They have been unable to in about roughly 2 years now. However, in order to get this land back, their plan is what I think to be capturing Russian territory. This is the Kursk region and this is the Lipetsk region. Capturing this territory and holding it. And maybe this would actually lead to some peace talks with Russia. This region for this region. Hopefully, it all leads to peace in the end, because this war has escalated far enough. We really don't need more escalation in this. But you can clearly see it that the territory held, or simply captured, or just under the threat of the Ukrainian forces, or Russian forces rather, is rather huge. It is a big chunk of Russia, and this is traditional Russian territory. This is traditional Ukrainian territory too. It isn't a bad plan, but it does escalate the war in some way. Zelensky addresses incursion into Russia's Kursk for the first time. This is the Kursk region. They should probably have worded that better. Ukrainian President Volodymyr, I'm just gonna say Zelensky, you know the guy, on Saturday addressed his forces' incursion into the southern Russian region of Kursk for the first time, 5 days after the offensive was reported to have begun. Zelensky said in his evening video address that the commander-in-chief of the Ukrainian armed forces, Alexander Syrsky, Ukrainian names, man, it really does, they do throw you around a lot, updated him on the advance of the war into the aggressor's territory. Ukraine is proving that it is capable of ensuring justice and putting pressure on the aggressor, he added. They certainly are putting some pressure on the aggressor, or Russia. Neither Zelensky nor the military in Kyiv provided any further details on the current status of the Ukrainian troops' advance into Russian territory. The Ukrainian president had only indirectly hinted at the attack in the direction of Kursk in the recent days, saying in his evening address on Thursday, Russia brought the war to our land and it should feel what it has done. This is partly true. I want to say partly true, because of the NATO expansion into Ukraine. They kind of were forced to do this, unless they, not forced to, of course, but Russia has done this really bad. But I think, honestly, with all this, the war and all that, if you want to talk about who's expanding first into Ukraine, it would definitely be NATO. Russia-Ukraine war live updates. Kiev hit as Ukraine admits Kursk incursion. President Volodymyr Zelensky has acknowledged that Ukrainian forces are fighting in Russia's Kursk region, saying the ongoing incursion proves that Ukraine can indeed restore justice and ensure necessary pressure on the aggressor. So I just wanted to show you these pictures, really. They are of the Kursk region. So it has been hit pretty badly. Not as bad maybe as some Ukrainian cities, but it has been hit nonetheless. I think, honestly, this is not a bad plan by the Ukrainian forces, or just simply Ukraine. Hopefully this leads to some actual peace talks, but I don't think it actually is going to lead to anything, really. Maybe it's just a desperate push into the regions held by Russia, traditional Russian territory. But I don't know. This is all just speculation, keep that in mind, but I think, having done this, I believe that the war is going to get a lot nastier. Because this is traditional Russian territory. They could have always kept their armaments or simply their arms behind the Russian border, just along the side of the border of Russia and Ukraine. Now they can't do that anymore, and I believe this is going to have some serious effects on the war. I think I'll just leave it there, honestly. I don't have any real video topics to talk about later today either, so I guess see you tomorrow, probably. Leave a like, subscribe, share this. It does really help me if you share this. And I'll leave it there. See you.